If I had learned these 3 key things sooner, I 100% would have been able to leave my 9 to 5 years ago. Yesterday marks 5 months from when I actually risked it all and moved from the UK to Bali. I used to work a corporate job as a software engineer. After a couple of years of working, I realized, oh wait, I don't like being a corporate slave. So I decided, fuck it, let me move to Bali, build my business, currently build communities for creators. And I've been able to learn a lot about business and just risking it all in general. I by no means have everything figured out. I have so much to learn, but hopefully I can help some of you guys on your journey too. First thing is that confidence comes from work. Funny enough, I stumbled upon a video of me the day before I left for Bali. So today is my last day in the UK, and to be honest, I feel quite insecure about my moving 10,000 miles away. It's just, I think it's the natural things that, you go through when you're taking a big step. You're like, oh man, like, I might make a mistake. I'm away from my family. I'm gonna be the only nigga for like 100,000 miles, in Asia by myself. But it just feels like the right time to make this big old leap, if you get me. I don't know, who knows? I might be fucking in a corporate job in 9 months. You'll see in that video that I am quite unconfident. I don't really believe in myself that much. And the reason why is because I hadn't worked that much in my business and I didn't understand the business model that much. But after 5 months of pouring absolutely everything I can into making content, learning more about building communities, and that's because my confidence has grown as I've worked really hard. To give an analogy, if somebody said to you, drive to the store, something you do every day, you'd be so supremely confident that you can do it because you've done it 1,000 times. Some of you probably think you could do it fucking drunk. But if somebody said to you, I want you to land this plane, you would not be confident you could do that because you've never done it. If you're someone that's a bit unconfident about starting a business or making a big move or wherever it may be, like I am, and frankly can be still to this day, it's because you're a normal human being. You should have fear about the things you've never done. Otherwise, you would just be a delusional, overconfident idiot. Having those jitters is a good thing. The second key thing that I had to learn the hard way was to figure out what the key tasks are and then do more of it, i.e. the things that actually drive revenue. So, running an agency for myself, it's doing outreach, building funnels, and testing offers. But when I started, I did not know that. So I did so much irrelevant bullshit, so much time wasted doing stuff that didn't matter. And if I had just realized what the key tasks were from the jump, it would have saved me a lot of time. And I think what's funny is that as a new business owner, you're so overwhelmed. Because you're like, okay, I gotta do marketing, I gotta do sales, I gotta do operations. You're like, when do I sleep? Take the time to figure out what actually will help and don't be like my dumbass. Please do not be like me. And the last thing, and I feel like I say this in every video, if I'm being honest, but it's the truth. Well, maybe not the truth, but it's my truth, and I believe it to be true. And that when you go from that position, right, where you're in your 9 to 5 and you have a stable job and you're working, and then you quit or you take a big risk and you're working toward that position where you feel secure in your business or whatever you're doing, you need to work so fucking hard. You need to work like a slave. You need to put everything into your business, because the amount of effort, not even just effort, the amount of pain, blood, sweat, and tears that you have to go through to see this amount of progress, see the smallest amount of progress, is obscene. And I'd much rather talk about that head on than talk about flexing Lambos and flights to Dubai and all that bullshit. I'd much rather be honest with each other. Let's just be honest with each other and talk about how shit it feels when you're going through that chasm of like, is this gonna work? Is this gonna make sense? Is this actually going to pay off the way that I want it to? And I think what makes it worse, if we're being real, is that when you're going through this pilgrimage, when you're going through this journey, which normally happens by yourself, even if you have a business partner, you're still experiencing the emotions, by yourself. The people around you that are in a stable job, because they're not going through what you're going through love, like from a place of love, they'll say things to you like, you need to be balanced, or something like, no, it's okay, you can take the day off. But that is quite literally the exact opposite thing that you should do. You should just be pouring everything into it. And the analogy that I give is, if you fell off, let's say you're on a boat, right? You're on a cruise, and you, I don't know, you fuck around, you find out, and now you're overboard, right? And you're not the strongest swimmer, and the water is cold, right? And you can feel the weight of the water. You can feel yourself damn near drowning. If one of your loved ones came to you and said, be balanced, take it easy, you'd be like, shut the fuck up. You should paddle as hard as you physically can. And that's what it feels like starting the business. And that's how it has felt. And even to this day, it still feels that way. And I just really want to tell this to anybody who's thinking of quitting their 9 to 5 and taking that big risk, that no, you need to paddle as hard as you can, and you need to give everything you've got. And I'm still in that chasm. I'm not sitting here and saying that I've got through it and I'm on to bigger and better things and making all this money. That would be bullshit. I'm still in the chasm. I've made some progress. I'm swimming back to the boat. I'm closer than I was before, but I'm still paddling as hard as I can. And until I am secure, until I know I'm on that boat and somebody's put a towel over me and I've got a sandwich in my mouth and I'm drinking some water, I'm gonna keep paddling like a crazy person. And I truly believe it's the same for anybody else who's starting their business. Because when I speak to other new business owners or even people who are on the boat, they're like, yeah, you just need to just grind 24/7. You need to just work like a madman. I think it's important that we address that. And I think it's important that we talk about that more as business owners, or new business owners, I should say. But regardless, if you're thinking about quitting your 9 to 5 or making a big move, as someone who is walking that path currently, this journey for me has been one of the most beautiful, fun things I've ever done. But it's also been extremely lonely, isolating, and has tested me in ways that I could never, ever imagine. Through all of that, not for 1 second from the bottom of my heart, not for 1 second do I regret my decision. And I am so happy that I bet on myself, and hopefully you can too. Peace.